Hi, this is Juanita, and I'm taking you through a really easy way to look at the online sales process. So here's the process put out very simply. Step one, your customer is going to see your offer. Step two, your customer visits your website. The next step then is that your customer opts into your offer, and then the customer receives the offer or an upsell. And if the customer doesn't take your upsell, which is your product that you're essentially selling, then you want to send them to a downsell, so something a little bit smaller. And then, of course, step five, hopefully your customer buys your product. In order to sell, you need an enticer or a free giveaway or a very low price product. You need your main product, which is your upsell. You need a lower price product, which is your downsell. And you need a merchant account. So for example, a merchant account is what we call a DPS, PayPal, or a different option is Swipe. Just quickly taking you through these. DPS is generally for people that do high volume transactions through their banks. They're normally people that have a store and they're selling things like merchandising, wine, anything that is high volume. Really great for you to do that through your bank. It is a monthly fee and you can get quite considerable lower rates if you do high volume. PayPal is on the other end, and that was aimed at small business owners specifically who didn't want to go the route of a DPS banking system, but who certainly wanted to be able to collect payments online and have them collected securely. Advantages of PayPal is you don't need to set up a DPS, you set up your account through PayPal. There are a lot of features in that you can have buy now buttons, you can set up your products in PayPal, and you can have them put onto your website. The disadvantages are that the rates are a little bit higher and that you do have to wait for your money. So even when the money has come into your PayPal account, you still have to go in and request it back into your bank account. That request can take anything from 4 to 10 days to get into your bank account. And sometimes you could have a problem with the money disappearing, although PayPal has been excellent when that has happened. Has happened, and they have sorted it out. And then, of course, we have Swipe. Now, Swipe is a new product on the market, and it's kind of the hybrid between DPS and PayPal, and really great for small to medium business owners who don't have high volume turnover. The difference between Swipe and DPS PayPal is that you do have a one-off fee. You don't have any monthly fees. The rates are lower than PayPal, slightly, I think by about 2.2% to 0.25%, which all adds up if you're doing quite a bit of transactions. And with Swipe, you do wait for 3 working days to get your money, but the difference is you don't have to ask for it. It's like the DPS system where you're paying and it automatically goes into your bank account, but it goes into your bank account within 3 working days. So that's just a little bit of information for you if you're looking at any of these. If you want to know more about Swipe, send me an email at info@theonlineacademy.co.nz. I know the resellers of Swipe and they certainly can help you with that. You will also need a sales page on your website, an autoresponder series of emails that tell the client what to do, images of your product, well-written copy, a product setup for delivery, and your feedback process. Here's a few hints and tips for you if you're going through the sales process. The first hint is that branding should be consistent throughout the process. So use the same type of language, use the same colors, fonts, and styles. Read the copy to make sure the right words, headings are being used. and use the same image for your product throughout the process. And if you change it everywhere. And by the way, that goes for anything that you do in copy. So if you change a heading in one place, make sure that you go through your copy and change it all over. If you have done your copy in Word, you can simply go in and do a replace all, and it will replace all. At least show you where all the words are. I went to a website the other day where clearly the intention was to call the product one thing, and then a decision had been made to change the name of the product. What happened is the heading on the product was a particular heading, but as you scrolled through the copy, there were a number of references to the other title or heading. And so that was really interesting to see. Don't be sloppy with your work. You want quality. The next thing is to track, measure, monitor, and make changes. So as a hint or a tip, people can tell you anything about a sales page, honestly, and there's so many different types of sales pages, and I'm going to take you through examples. But if you are not tracking, measuring, monitoring, and making changes as you need to, well, then what's the point of having a sales page? So you'll only know if your sales page is working if you're monitoring it. You need to track, measure, and measure where your audience is coming from. So are they coming from a newsletter, Facebook, YouTube? Where are they coming from? And if there are no sales, and so you're not selling anything on your sales page, and you're marketing. So I'm assuming when you're not selling but you're marketing extensively, you need to let someone go through the process and give you feedback. Ultimately, it should be a potential client of yours. So find somebody that you trust and take them through the whole process and let them give you some really good feedback, or find yourself a coach that can help you to do this. And don't stop tweaking and changing it until it works. Okay, let's have a look at the process through examples. So remember, we started with step number 1, the customer sees your offer. Well, absolutely, it doesn't matter what you do, you can have the most brilliant sales page. If you're not marketing, if you're not promoting, well, then nobody is going to see your sales page. So I put up 3 social channels here, but it was just to give you an example of social channels, which means that wherever you're positioned online, that's where you need to be promoting and marketing yourself, telling people about what you're doing. But please don't do it push salesy. So, don't do the buy now and this is the greatest thing on earth or whatever. You're going to have to learn to do this in an engaging way with your customers, whether it's through Twitter, Facebook, or Pinterest. Pinterest, the biggest mistake that I see people make on Pinterest is that they pin pins to boards, but they never relate their pin back to their website where the product is. So every pin should go back to your website. You could also promote through newsletters, and you might have received a newsletter telling you about a special offer. It doesn't matter whether you promote through MailChimp, Constant Contact, Aweber, a few of them, or Infusionsoft or Infusion HQ. It makes no difference. Then have a look at advertising. Online now, nothing is really for nothing. Whether it's your time that you're taking to spend on social, or whether you're spending money on adverts, you do need to be doing that. So think about Google AdWords, think about Facebook advertising if you want to sell your product. It gets out to a wider audience. And again, we will go through advertising, but advertising gets you through to a wider audience. And then, of course, whether it's through blogging. And if you don't have a blog, you can use LinkedIn Pulse. And it's a great way for you to get your name out there and to blog articles. Again, put your links into your blogs, hyperlinks to your website, to your product. Now, the common denominator on all of this is the website. So you really need to think about having your website and having a good landing. Step 2 is where the customer visits your website. So here's some examples of sales pages. We're going to have a look at this sales page over here. And I have taken some really different examples of sales pages because people often think of sales pages as one type of thing. It always depends on your product, and it depends on who your potential customer is. Will depend on how you set up your sales page, and whether you make a free offer or an offer up front. How infiltrated is the market already, or is it quite a niched market? Will all make the difference to how you set up your sales page. So this particular one, straight away it grabs you because it tells you that do you want to make money online? And then it's telling you, and you can see how they're bolding words out and putting words back and things like that, and using the I words. I promise you that even a complete technophobe with no experience, underlining the word. So they're really grabbing attention to what you need to be looking at. The particular offer here was for $8.99, and you can see below there was the countdown timer. Now that countdown timer sat on the website no matter how you scroll down. This particular website was a longer sales page, and you had to scroll down to see all the information. Now, long sales pages are fine. Remember, it's different audience types, so you want to know your audience type depending on what kind of a sales page you put together. But the offer was definitely on the front of or at the top of the fold, in the sense that you could see straight away that there was an offer of $8.95. It's down in the right-hand corner on the slide, and there was a particular offer made. This slide over here is for a male enhancement product. This one was a little bit of a, so this particular slide has been taken from a WordPress theme that it was put together, but I thought it was really good for you to see different themes that you could be looking at. Now this particular one is really good in the sense that it's got the different words, the colors are all working together, the order form is in there, and it's telling you that you'll receive your free samples today if you order. So you have to order the product to receive your free samples. What I like about this particularly is that the order form has got things like let's begin as opposed to buy now, or put your name in. So think of different ways of grabbing your customer to get into your opt-in form. Love the photo over here because it is male enhancement, so you can see a very happy woman under the covers, and you can see the product. What you do need to be aware of, if you have a look at the words male enhancement, you can see that there's a spelling error over there. So watch quality, go through, make sure that you are looking at the spelling errors on your page. It does make a difference to whether people take you seriously or not. One thing that I do also want to talk about here is language. If you've got a younger audience, you can say things like, I dig this, or this is really hip, or it's cool, all that kind of language when you're talking on your page. But remember, it's a that you are looking at. This particular sales page is, believe it or not, a sales page. Now this one doesn't have an opt-in form in it. If it had some links in here that said click here to buy this yoga mat, or click here to buy the yoga towel, it would have made a difference, because if I was a yoga person and I was coming to this website, I would have been searching for something to do with yoga. So it would have brought me to this kind of a website. They had such an opportunity to sell here, and they haven't. A few things to take note of. There are no photos over here. I am a visual person, which means that one of the things that I want to do is I want to see what I'm buying. No photos on here have absolutely lost the opportunity to sell. The other thing is that they're selling features and not benefits. So when you're looking at your sales page or your website, if you're selling, have a look at what the benefits are. Now here's a little hint or a little tip for you. If you've sold your product a few times, get testimonials from people. A testimonial should be made up of what the person's problem was before they started, what the product did for them, and then what the end result was. Now, if you've got people writing about your product and you have a look at a testimonial that they've written, they will tell you what the benefits are in their testimonial. Use the words that people put in testimonials into your actual product. So in this case, if I was selling the yoga mat, can you see here at the top the yoga mat for $28? It says it's a 3mm mat in various colors, blue, purple, soft pink, and dark pink. Those are just features. If I said something like, it is a 3mm mat in various colors, it comes in, so I wouldn't have started with that. I would have said the mat is 3mm, which means that it gives you a soft grounding for you to be able to do your exercises and feel comfortable. So you hear what I'm doing there? I'm giving them the benefits of having the mat. And then I would have said something like it comes in blue, purple, soft pink, and dark pink. Here's another sales page. Now this one particularly starts off with a higher price product for $29.99. I like this page in that straight away it grabs you. So it tells you forget about the strict complicated diets, and it's telling you eat carbs, pig out, and get ripped. You might go, wow, is this a con or not? But it does entice you to go and read a little bit further. By the way, this sales page, I asked a customer to tell me which sales page stood out for them the most over the last week, and this was the one that they came up with. Now, I didn't go and click on the $29.99. What did happen though is the person that put the page up has timed it enough for you to read until about point 3. And if you still haven't clicked on the offer, it then pulls up this box for you. And this is another opt-in box. So it's telling you, download the biggest nutrition lies and save yourself a lot of time, money, and frustration. Enter your best email address below. So what this has done is it's saying, well, if you didn't buy my product, they're now taking me to a downsell straight away, or they're taking me to be able to be opted in at some way, shape, or form so that they've got my email address. Really, really clever marketing. This is another sales page. This here is what we call a video sales page. You'll see at the top again, they've got the next price increase and they've got a timer. Beautiful sales copy. It's telling you how to get your video on the first page of YouTube and Google. So you see the type of language that they're using. It's all about you. It's your video. And then how to stay there for months without any extra effort, even if you know nothing about making or marketing videos. And then you can see it's got a whole lot of little bullet points that tell you a little bit about benefits and features. Good video in this particular sales page, but I want to talk to you a bit about the next price increase, because you can see that the offer is not in above the fold. And that's why I was saying to you, it doesn't really matter. You need to test your sales page and see what does work or doesn't work, because this did entice me to listen to what this gentleman had to say, and I did scroll down. What did intrigue me though is the next price increase. What they've done here, and I monitored this to make sure that it was real. They started this product out at $4.99, and it sort of clicked over. So X amount of people bought the product at $4.99, and then they flipped the price up again to $9.99. And then X amount of people bought it at $9.99, and they flipped it up to $15.99. So, and they kept saying that it would increase until it hit its peak. So you could buy it at the lower rates until it hit its total market value, and then from there, that's the market value that you had to buy it at. I looked at the product the first day, as I said, it was $4.99, and then I looked at it the next day and you were buying it at $33.99. So it does create that urgency, and it does let you know that, people are absolutely buying the product and finding it valuable. Or that's the perception that they're creating. The next sales page that I wanted to take you to was Craftsy. And I chose this one because it's a little bit of a different way of doing a sales page. So you can see that as soon as you went to the home page, they've got immediately the sign in button coming up. And you can see the beautiful background over there. So they've got lovely photos of everything that they do. Craftsy is a training page for anybody that is wanting to learn how to do anything crafty. Whether you want to do knitting, baking, cake ice decorating, embroidery, patchwork, it doesn't matter. This is the place where you can come to teach people and to buy product or to buy training programs. So you can see straight away they give you the email, and they've got the join using email or join for free using Facebook. Let's go to step 3, where the customer now opts into your offer. I'm coming back to Craftsy, and you'll see that I put an email address in and I've created a password. So I've joined using email. Just a little tip and a hint for you. If you are going to be signing into a lot of different offers and testing things, make sure that you've got an email account set aside just for the offers that you're signing into, and then you can go look at them and check them when you need to. Don't cram your primary email with offers that will just block up all your other emails that are important. So I've put my email, and this is what I really found fascinating with this site, because you'll see that I didn't go to getting an email coming through to my inbox. It immediately took me to another page which said, would you like to be known as Juanita67 blah 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 blah, and then it's asking me, and look at the language that it's using. So I'd like to be known as, and I like to get creative with. And what I did is I clicked cake decoration. Immediately what happened is it gave me another page, and it starts me on a little bit of a survey. Now, my assumption in the back end of this page is that they have training programs for beginner, intermediate, and advanced. So depending on what I clicked over here would depend on where they would take me onto their page. I clicked, I think, slightly, and what's happened is it's taking me through, based on your answers, we can recommend these classes, check them out. But you can see that there's another question too for you. So really what it's doing is it's customizing the website to your needs and requirements, so that you are really taken through this beautiful sales process that you're going to eventually buy one of the training sessions, because of the way that they are handling the whole sales process. So very well done on the crafts. Here's an I'm going back to this particular website. So I've entered my name and also my email address in over here. One thing that I would caution you against is just collecting an email address. Get the name and the email address. The reason for that is if you want to send out any more information to a potential customer, if they didn't buy, you don't have the name, and so you end up doing these generic emails like hi there or hey you or whatever it is. It doesn't look very professional. So you can code your emails to say hi Juanita or hi Jane or hi Jim. Okay. Put my name in. I received an email, in my mailbox, and the email gave me a little video showing me how I needed to opt in. So it actually gave me a little bit of a learning or a teaching lesson. Now you'll see at the bottom it says you've just been sent an email that contains a confirm link. In order to activate your subscription, click on the email, click to activate it. Excuse me, sorry, this wasn't the email, this was the next page on the website. So step 4, the customer receives the offer and an upsell. If the customer doesn't take the upsell, then it. So here's the email that I got. Now I want to analyze this email so that you can see some things that you should or shouldn't do. The first thing you want to have a look at is never put a URL in text. Always use words and hyperlink it to the URL. The next thing is that this is known as a double opt-in. Now, double opt-ins are really important because you know that the customer that's opting in is opting in for something that they want. Also, by law, and especially in Canada, last year, June, July, the law was changed in Canada. You have to have double opt-ins. And I can see that happening around the world, is that a double opt-in will be required. So this is what we call a double opt-in. They've already signed in on your website, and now they're clicking to confirm that you definitely wanted this information. Once I'd done that, once I'd confirmed, this was the email that I got. So it says my subscription has been confirmed. Check your email, and you'll see that down at the bottom they've got the policies clearly displayed. So if you do have a sales website or a sales page and you're taking people through the process, please make sure that you do have your policies displayed, whatever those policies are, and your terms and conditions. The next thing is that I got this email. Now it's a long email to read, and it would really depend on whether I wanted to read this email or not. So some things that this person could have done here is they could have put some bullet points into the email. They could have changed the heading, made it a little bit more sprucey. What I'm seeing here is a bit of incongruency in the branding. If you think about that nice website that has got all those the colors and things like that, over here I don't even have a header in the email. So telling me that there's either it's just been done through Aweber, and not a lot of time has been taken to make this email look interesting. Some things that you do want to have a look at here, you can see that the email before didn't have the hyperlink in, but here it's got a hyperlink into the URL. So there is a bit of inconsistency. Some clever marketing that this person has done, if somebody gets to the bottom of this email, it's telling you that I want to thank you for signing up and I want to give you an unannounced special. So you didn't even expect the special, but I'm going to give you the special, and I've created this coupon for you that you can get 25% off the Renegade Diet. And then if you really want that, you're going to click here. Now what happens if you click over here? And by the way, you'll see it's a hyperlink again. So you could take the person directly to the sales page because they've clicked here and they want to buy. They're interested now in your 25%. Though, is they've taken them back to the front page. So for you to get this offer now, you have to click on the Get Immediate Access 60-day money-back guarantee. Now I've done that, and now the customer wants to buy the product. And what it's done is it's taken me through to the account where I can buy. Now there is consistency over here, so you can see that the web page, sales page look good, and the account checkout looks good. The emails need a bit of work so that they can have the branding consistently right through. One of the things that people don't do very well, if they're setting up a PayPal account, they don't necessarily put the little photos in or information in so people can see that it's about that product. You simply just get to a PayPal account. So do take time to learn how to set up your PayPal accounts really well. Of course, if I bought that product, then I'd get an email and it would thank me and I'd get the download of the product. So here's a checklist for you. You need to have a quality package product. The website landing page needs to entice people. Just to reiterate on that, it doesn't matter what that website landing page is as long as it's branded well, you're selling benefits and not features, you've got your offer clearly stated, you are talking to your audience type, and that's why it's so important to hone in on your niche and your audience, and your product is very clear. You need an opt-in box on the landing page. So whether it's an opt-in box where you're collecting email addresses straight away, as you've seen in some of the examples, or in the yoga example, whether it was a buy now button on that front page, you could have done that. The buy now would still have taken you to a page where you could buy, and in that buy now, the page where you could buy could have all the details, and you could have your terms and conditions in there, and a little tick box to say tick if you want to get further information about our products. Of course, the email responses set up to go out in an autoresponder. Please make sure that you go through this process yourself. Sign in as a different person and check what happens with your emails, how they're coming through, what they look like. Would you be happy if you were the customer receiving those kind of emails? So check it, test. You need to have your terms and conditions. It's an absolute requirement, so make sure that there are terms and conditions on your website, and policies if you need policies. And of course you need to have the payment site set up, so PayPal, Swipe or DPS. And you need to have a survey form at a prescribed time to check on your product and your client. And in that survey form, you have the opportunity of giving them a little bit of a new upsell or downsell. Surveys are really great for you making sure that your product, your customer or your client is happy with your product. Because remember, when somebody has bought, they're your client. And your sales ratios are, if you're getting 100 people to your site, you get anything from 3 to 7 people wanting to buy if your sales page is really good. So that means you've got to be pushing out to get those sales. And have measuring tools in place. So have Google Analytics put up on your website that you can check and monitor where your traffic is coming from. If you have any questions about this sales process, please contact me at info@theonlineacademy.co.nz. Homework for the people that are on the program. For this week, we're going to take one thing at a time. So the first thing that you're going to do after you've watched this video is you're going to go and have a look and see whether your product has been packaged properly. That's for one day. The second day, you're going to go and make sure that your landing page has been set up on your website and set up correctly. The next day, you are going to go through your email process and make sure that your autoresponders are set up correctly. The next day, you're going to go through and check all your emails going out to make sure that the words, the font, the branding, everything is set up correctly. The day after that, you're going to set up your PayPal account properly, and you're going to make sure that your PayPal checkout page looks good, or your swipe page or whatever it is that you're putting in looks good, and that the customer knows exactly what they're doing. And then the next day, you're going to go through the process yourself and test it to ensure that everything is working smoothly and correctly. So that's 6 days now of the training that's going to be covered. So from day 10, which is today, for you to watch this video, to day 16, where everything for your sales process should be in place. And I promise you, this is where you have to have it right for people buying your product, because it's all about reputation, it's all about quality. If you don't have it right, people are not going to buy. You can market as much as you want to, people will not buy your product. So you've got quite a bit of work to do for this week. I would suggest, if you do have a webmaster that does your website for you, that you engage them if you need a proper landing page or if you need information changed on your website. However, you need to work out what it is that you want to say. Don't expect your web person to be the person that's telling you what you should be saying on your website. They are there to help you put it up. It is for you to work out what the benefits of your product is. It's for you to work out the process of what your client gets and what they don't get, and how you upsell, downsell. Just a quick little tip: if you do have a program like Infusionsoft or Fusion HQ, for the average small business owner, they are fairly expensive to start off with, but they do have a lovely sales process in the back end, and you can work out that whole sales process and move things around quite easily. That's me. I hope you've enjoyed the sales process, and I look forward to working with you over the next week to make sure that everything is right. Use the Facebook page to post, to ask questions, and to really get engaged. You'll receive an email from me every day, just going through exactly what it is that you need to be doing for the day. But for this week, you can switch things around. So if you want to work on your landing page first, by all means do that. If you know your landing page is fantastic, but you know your emails are not, rather go spend more time working on those, etc. Really, it is up to you how you work out this week and how you get your sales process up and running properly. Thank you and have a great day. Juanita signing out.